Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to do my final physical TBR update. I only have 13 books left on my physical TBR and it's April. So I have so much faith in myself that I will be able to finish my physical TBR before the end of 2025. So to keep myself accountable, I'm making this video, but I'm also telling myself that I cannot make another one. I cannot make another updated physical TBR. This is it. I'm done. And after this, it'll basically just be like, if I get a book, I'll read it, but I'm not going to be storing them up, making these stacks anymore. We're done with that. It's out. It's not happening anymore. That's not the vibe. So I will show you what's left. This is the final stack. I am terrified that it's going to tip over, so I'm gonna put it down. My last TBR update video was 8 months ago, and the one before that is actually the first video on my channel. If you'd like to go back and revisit those are always available. This stack is slightly different because it also includes nonfiction. That's not really something that I've ever done before. I've normally had a fiction physical TBR that I've showed you guys and talked about on here, and then I had a separate nonfiction one that I just like didn't show or talk about. But as I mentioned in my last video, I really want to take it up a notch with the nonfiction this year. Not like I'm like done with fiction or anything. No, that's not the case by any means. But I did take a really long break from nonfiction. I was just like super tired of it, and I'm finally ready to get back into it. So I decided to just merge those physical TBRs, and here is that list. So first up, we've got the first Jurassic Park book by Michael Crichton. This book has been on my physical TBR since the very beginning. I talked about this on the first video of my channel. I love the Jurassic Park movies, love the Jurassic World movies, but I've never read the books. I wasn't even aware that there were books for the longest time, and we have this copy of it, so I figured why not read it? And that's something that I seriously need to do because it's been on my TBR for years at this point. After that, we've got two books that actually have the same name. We've got The Kitchen Witch and The Kitchen Witch. These are by different authors. This one is by Sky Alexander, and then this one is by Aurora Kane. I inherited both of these from a family member, and I thought they sounded interesting. They are both nonfiction, and I assume that it'll be like mostly recipes. So I don't know if I'm gonna keep both of these after I finish them, but they sounded interesting to me. I really love being in the kitchen and cooking, and I thought it would be fun to check these out. So I've got these. I'll put them on the physical TBR. They're books that I haven't read, so they count. Then I have this stunning copy of Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. I hate to admit this, but I've actually never read a Jane Austen book, and I am really excited to finally try one out and get into this. My friend Kaylee and I plan on reading this together, so I will be reading this soon. And also, I have always wanted one of these hardback cloth-bound Penguin Classic editions of a book, and I saw the opportunity and I seized it. So I'm very excited about this. Then we've got a random nonfiction. This is Food Allergies, A Complete Guide for Eating When Your Life Depends on It by Scott H. Sure, I am probably saying that wrong, but whatever. I have a lot of intolerances, and so does my wife. She also has some pretty intense allergies, so I thought this could be a good book to read, but it could also be filled with like stuff that we already know, so TBD. If I end up DNFing it, I'll let y'all know. Then we've got From Bad to Cursed by Lana Harper. This is the second book in a witchy romance series that this author has. I read the first one like 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, I think, and I never continued the series. I ended up getting this book for Christmas, I believe, one year, and I need to get back into it. So I think that I'll probably read this around the fall. Then we've got another nonfiction, Love Earth Now. This goes into the category of crunchy, sustainable granola girl books that I love to read, and I will always be willing to try out another one. So I am actually really excited to get to this soon. Then to get a little bit vulnerable for a minute, we've got Set Boundaries, Find Peace, A Guide to Reclaiming Yourself by Nedra Glover Twab. This is obviously obviously a nonfiction, and this will probably be super helpful. I have had many a conflict, many an issue, especially with setting boundaries with family members. So I think that this could potentially be a really good read, and I would like to read this very soon. And we've got Romancing the Gravestone by Jenna Showalter and Jill Monroe. I received this for Christmas, I think like 2 Christmases ago, and when I put this on my Christmas list on my TBR, it was because the illustration on the cover is by Lenny Kaufman, my like favorite illustrator ever. But I didn't realize that this appears to be a like self-published romance book, and that does make me a little bit nervous. I know that might be like a bad thing to say, but it just makes me question, why did a bigger publisher not pick it up? I don't know. We'll see. I am willing to try it out. I know it's a series too, but I don't know. I've got to be honest, I have kind of low expectations, but we'll see. Then we've got another classic. We've got Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. This too has been on my physical TBR since the beginning of this channel. If you can't tell, I am not super well versed in the classics. I did not read them in school or anything because I was actually homeschooled, don't tell anyone. So I kind of want to start on my own education of the classics now, and I figured this would be a good one to do because this is something that my wife and I already own because she loves this book, and also this copy is absolutely beautiful, so I will be reading this as soon as possible. Then I have The Art of Memory Collecting by Martina Calvi. This is more of like an art book, coffee table book kind of situation. Martina Calvi runs a business that has the cutest journaling stickers I have ever seen. It is an Australian business called Tiny Store, and I'm obsessed with those stickers. I have spent way too much money on stickers for drunk journaling from that website, and then she put out this book and I was like, oh my god, I need that. So I am really excited to give this a look-see. Obviously it's not like a traditional book because it's got like, you know, big spreads of pictures, but you bet your ass that I will be reading every single word in this book, so it counts. And then for Christmas, some family members got me a 6-credit subscription to Book of the Month Club. So one of the first picks that I got was The Pairing by Casey McQuiston. I have actually never read a Casey McQuiston book, which is kind of insane because I feel like this author has so many hits. So I'm really excited to read this one, hopefully very soon. And last, but certainly not least, we've got A Killing Cold by Kate Alice Marshall. This is a mystery slash thriller, I believe. And I feel like it's been a minute since I've read a mystery thriller by an author that I've never tried before. So I figured, why not step out of my comfort zone a little bit and give this one a shot? If it's good enough to be one of the Book of the Month Club picks, it's probably gonna be like at least a 3-star. So I am excited to read this very soon as well. So those are all of the books in my physical TBR. I have high hopes. I am manifesting that I will finish this stack before the year is out. I am very excited about a lot of the new releases that are coming out this year, and I know that that's gonna slow it down. I also have a large Kindle backlog that I want to be getting through as well, so we'll see. I know that like theoretically, if I just went hard on these 13 books, I could definitely finish this in like 2 months. But at the same time, I'm not going to force myself to do that because though I am not a full mood reader, it definitely plays a part. Like, you don't want to read books that you're not actively excited about. So I am going to do my best, and of course you will be updated along the way. But yeah, this was the last TBR update video. I can't believe I get to say that. I'm so excited to finish this stack. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you can give it a like. If you like me and my channel, you can hit subscribe. You can hit that little bell icon and get notified every single time that I post. All of my social media links are in the description below. Comment down below and tell me what is the book that has been on your physical TBR for the longest. I think that would be so interesting to find out. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye!